Hey everyone, it's Rob with Passport to the Parks, and today is Thursday, June the 6th, and I'm back here at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort checking out the Disney Skyliner and the Riviera Resort behind me. I was here about a week or so ago, kind of seeing how the gondolas would actually move through this station and what the process might be in the loading. And there were some questions that kind of came up about whether or not the gondolas actually did pass through or some of the tracking on the inside. So I came back today to take a lower view so we can kind of see straight into the station, get a different perspective, and definitely see how this thing is going to work, at least be pretty sure about how it's going to work. So I'm going to turn you around, we're going to take a look, and we'll have some fun. All right, so here we can definitely see that the gondolas are coming in from the Epcot side. They're slowing way down, almost to an absolute stop. So I would assume that the scooters can also load in this general area as well. But they are definitely crossing over the center and heading out onto this other side and then heading out towards the Caribbean Beach station. So pretty much 99% sure that, again, how this is going to work is you're going to be approaching from the Epcot side. You'll start hearing announcements that say you're approaching Disney's Riviera Resort. If you'd like to exit or if you'd like to stay on board, you can continue on for service to Caribbean Beach and then transfer service to Hollywood Studios. So if you were to stay on, you would basically just stay in the gondola and you would make this circle around the inside very slowly, and then you would exit on the outside. If you wanted to get off, you'd be exiting on this side here. So the doors would open and you would just simply exit and you would come down this path right here in the front. If you wanted to get on to go to the Caribbean Beach station or to Hollywood Studios, you would enter on the right. You would walk up over to the right-hand side here. Ooh, that was a very loud sound coming out of there, some kind of a test. But you would enter over to the right and you would simply get onto the gondola and then it would head out towards the Caribbean Beach. Now you may walk up and you may have guests still on board that were coming through all the way from Epcot. You might have had 2 or 3 guests that have left the gondola on the left side here, so you might be able to get on, if there's 1 or 2 open seats. Or, everybody may have gotten off and you might have a completely empty gondola. I'm kind of assuming that they may leave maybe every 3rd or 4th gondola empty coming through this station in order to allow guests to get on, so there's not always guests on board. So heading to Epcot is going to work in the opposite direction. So you would be coming in from the Caribbean Beach, and as you're entering, you would be on the back side, and you would exit the gondola on this side, and you could walk down the ramp that's in the back. There's definitely a ramp going to the Riviera Resort back there. So you would exit and head into the Riviera. If you're coming on board, you would enter on that same ramp, and you would actually walk behind, and you would enter onto the gondolas on this side, and then you would be able to head over to Epcot. So the same process, you're going to be hearing announcements as you're coming in. Welcome to the Riviera Resort. If you'd like to continue on to Epcot, that's fine, just stay on board. If not, you could exit here. If you are staying on board, you would just wrap your way around the back and then you would head out towards Epcot. If you wanted to enter, you would enter on this side over here. On the far side, same process. If there's empty gondolas, 1 or 2 people may have gotten off, that same process would work on the opposite side as well. But they are definitely transferring over through the center. It is one solid line that goes through. Now that might be a transfer track that actually brings them around through the center. We know, there's definitely wheels that are pulling the gondolas around inside, and that's the way they're able to slow it down or stop it. There is one theory that someone gave me, which might actually be true, is all the way to the back. So as the gondolas enter, all the way to the rear, there might be an area that you might be able to pull a gondola off. I'm just going to use my fingers to point here, all the way to the back. So if you were back here or on this side back here, there might be an area where you would be able to pull a gondola off of the line itself in order to stop it to load scooters on. That's really unclear if there's something like that back there, but that is a possibility that could happen. But most likely, loading and unloading of everyone is going to happen right on the front here because of the way that they can actually stop these gondolas. They move a lot slower around the interior of this station than any of the other stations, and they actually stop a lot of the times when they're in here. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm actually on the ground floor this time. The last video we did was in sort of an upper view, so I wanted to give you a different perspective and just kind of catch you up on what's going on here at Disney's Riviera Resort. Take another look from a different angle here. They started the gondolas back up, and we're going to try to zoom in on the inside, so hopefully you guys can get a clean view. It's a lot easier to see when you're actually here than it actually shows up on the camera here, so hopefully we can get a pretty clean view. But these gondolas are definitely passing through the center. There's no question about that. And there can't be any question about them actually passing through, just due to the simple fact of they park all of the gondolas in the yard at the Caribbean beach. So they all have to pass through this station in order to get back to the Caribbean beach to park. So it's not like it's two separate lines. It's not like the Caribbean beach is going around on its own track, and then the Epcot is going around on its track as well. So it is one full line that goes straight through. Whether or not it's a transfer track inside or the haul rope goes all the way around is kind of questionable, but they are definitely passing through, which is definitely a must, because they have to bring them all back in order to park them in the yard over at the Caribbean beach. So there's no gondolas parked over at Epcot or anything like that. So I'm going to zoom in as tight as I can here. Hopefully we'll get a nice shot inside there. It is pretty dark, but they're running the gondolas in both directions again today. They're testing clockwise and counterclockwise. So they run very slow and actually come to a complete stop inside there. And then they definitely transfer around the interior and then come out on the other side. You can see one right there, hopefully. Yep, that's showing up pretty well there. You can see it transferring right through. And there wouldn't be any loading there, so this would actually be closed coming through because there'd be passengers on board. Loading and unloading would take place on these little end caps here on both sides. All right, everyone, so there you have it. It's actually starting to rain a little bit behind me, so I'm ready to get on out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Just trying to keep you guys up to date with what's happening here. Again, this is pretty much speculation behind me, but I'm pretty much 99% sure that that's the way it's going to happen back there. I might be completely wrong. Who knows? I always love to hear you guys' input no matter what. It's always fun to have conversations about this stuff, but from what I see, from what you can see just looking in, that's kind of how it looks, the way it's going to run. So hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll definitely keep you guys up to date with everything that's going on with the Disney Skyliner. You know that. You can check out passporttotheparks.com, find all that information there. I'm ready to get out of here. It's really humid today, so you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye.